Welcome to cherry picking, sour cherries, at Paradise Farms in southern Door County. And Nora and I are here to pick just one pail of cherries so I can make a cherry combination rhubarb tort. These, just a little tip about picking cherries, not every tree has the sweetest sour cherries. There are some trees that are better than others, and this tree is a little above average, has a little bit of sweetness to the cherries, but not all cherries are not all cherry trees have really flavorful fruit and really sweet cherries. So best to sample the cherries before you start picking on a tree. This is the last day of cherry picking at Paradise Farms. They're just about done with their trees. The trees are small and young, and so there's not a lot of cherries on each tree. So they've been picking here for about a week, and then they'll be done for the year. So the object in picking cherries is to put a few cherries in your pail and put a few cherries in your mouth. All right, I think I'm gonna have to move my ladder. That's that spot. When I was a kid, we used to pick cherries for money. We'd get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and a truckload of us would be shipped off to Door County, and we would pick cherries, and we would make 25 cents a pail. This is probably back in the 1950s. 25 cents a pail.
Cents. Holy moly.
Yeah. Well, at the time, that was good money for kids.
I'm sure. And what is the year?
It would be in the early to late 50s.
Oh, yeah. 50 cents, I think it's a big amount of money.
25 cents.
Oh, 25 cents.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
And so the problem with picking cherries as a kid was that once you started eating, you're in trouble because it's kind of addictive. They taste so good, and if you're really a good picker, you can pick with your pail is held around your waist by a binder twine string, and then you can pick with two hands. Pick. But once you start eating, one hand goes in the pail and the other hand goes in your mouth, and you don't pick as many pails in a day as you do if you didn't eat cherries. And there was always a few pickers that were disciplined enough not to eat any cherries, and they always picked the most, made the most money. But I was an eater.
So you cannot avoid.
I picked about 10 pails of cherries in a day, and I probably ate one or two. And then, of course, you know how kids are. You don't always like everybody that you're picking cherries with, and somehow cherry fights start, and they actually hurt when they hit you. You know, not only do they splatter on your shirt or pants or skin, they have pits in them, and the pits sting when the cherry explodes on your body, you know.
Right.
And then, of course, if you get into a cherry fight, well, what are you doing? You're not picking cherries, you're throwing cherries. So, and there were always a few people who went off and did creaming. Creaming is where you sneak off away from the row that you're supposed to be picking on, and you go steal all the best cherries from the trees ahead where nobody is.
Oh.
But if you get caught, you get fired. And I never did any creaming, but I always knew the kids that did. And they were always those same kids that were kind of troublemakers from the get-go. I think if we move to Florida full time, this is something I will miss about Door County. Oh,
Okay.
excuse me, my phone.
Okay, so this is the end of the video.
Good morning.